Now, let's talk about how people got there. Picture this: families crammed into segregated train cars, enduring days of discomfort and humiliation, all for the chance at a better life. Some even set out on foot, with nothing but the clothes on their backs and hope in their hearts. The journey was long, uncomfortable, and sometimes dangerous. People often had to sit in the colored section of trains, which were cramped and dirty. If you've ever been on a crowded bus or train, imagine that, but for hours or even days. They weren't carrying fancy luggage either. People brought what they could carry in their arms. Maybe a suitcase, maybe just a sack with some clothes and personal items. Many left behind family heirlooms because there just wasn't enough room to take them. For my family, the journey was just as risky. My parents were sharecroppers in a small town called Driver, Arkansas. In 1966, my father made the difficult decision to leave first, heading north to join my older sister and her husband in Chicago. After he left, the landowners harassed my mother constantly, fearing she would leave too. 6 months later, the plan was set. Most of the children were sent to my grandmother's house in another city, while my mother stayed behind with one child to avoid raising suspicion. In the middle of the night, my father's friend arrived with a station wagon. My mother, 8 children, the driver, and his wife all squeezed in, leaving everything behind. My older sisters kept whispering, "Pinch me, wake me up," because they couldn't believe we were finally leaving. I was just 6 years old. I didn't fully understand what was happening, but I knew one thing. Everything was about to change. When we arrived in Chicago, it was a shock. The neighborhoods were different. The people were struggling. We moved to 47th Street on the south side, a rough area where we had to fight just to fit in. My mother found work in hotels, and my father took jobs in small factories. Life wasn't easy, but it was a new beginning. Not long, my parents moved us to a better area near 87th and Halsted. We were no longer sharecroppers. We were free. Or so we thought. So, where did they all go? The Great Migration reshaped cities across the North, Midwest, and West, with millions of Black families settling in new urban centers that would soon become cultural and political strongholds. Some of the most popular destinations included Chicago, Illinois. One of the most well-known destinations, Chicago attracted migrants with jobs in steel mills, railroads, and meatpacking plants. It also became a cultural powerhouse, as blues musicians from Mississippi and Louisiana brought their sound to clubs on the South Side, influencing the development of jazz and later soul music. Detroit, Michigan. The promise of stable, well-paying jobs in the auto industry made Detroit a top destination. Companies like Ford hired Black workers in increasing numbers, and the city soon became a hub for Black homeownership and labor activism. Later, Detroit gave rise to Motown, one of the most influential music labels in history. New York City, New York. Black migrants from the South flooded into Harlem, transforming it into the center of Black art, literature, and music during the Harlem Renaissance. While discrimination existed, New York offered more opportunities in skilled labor, business, and the arts than the rural South ever could. Well, that's a wrap, history seekers. If you found this story compelling, explore more untold truths in our full playlist, The 400-Year Journey from Africa to America. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and join our email list to stay connected. Thanks for watching. Peace and love.